The NTSB and the Navy are working to retrieve that crashed sunken plane and bring those who went down with it back home. The plane crashed in early September, killing all 10 people on board, including Spokane civil rights activist Sandy Williams and her partner Patricia Hicks. Their bodies have not yet been recovered. Tonight, Kayla Lafferty is on Whidbey Island with more about how they'll be pulling that plane and the wreckage from the ocean floor.
Behind us here on Mutiny Bay is the barge with the crane on it that will be used as part of this recovery mission. Earlier this morning, we saw as a pilot boat pulled up to the barge and dropped off a large group of people. We were told by the NTSB that the crew that's in charge of this recovery mission would be brought to the barge this morning. So the plane is sitting 190 feet down on the seafloor. The Navy will use a remotely operated vehicle, or ROV, deep drone to collect pieces of the wreckage, then attach the crane. The crane will then raise the wreckage onto the barge. Now, once the plane is recovered, the efforts to find answers begins. Aviation expert Scott Hamilton tells King 5 the process is complicated but possible.
One of the things that they're certainly going to do is to look to see whether or not these parts were recovered and do any metallurgical tests on the parts to see if perhaps they were defective in some fashion. They'll do what they can to try to see whether or not they were installed properly or improperly.
One body was recovered the day of the crash. Another part of the mission is recovering the remains of the other 9 people killed. Looking again at that barge today where the crane is that once again will be pulling up the wreckage. Now, the NTSB is now in charge of the investigation, and they say that it will take between 12 and 24 months before they're able to figure out a cause and then release that report to the public. On Whidbey Island, Kayla Lafferty, King 5 News.